In this video, we will be looking at a nifty trade I took recently. But before that, let's have a quick recap of what we learned regarding the time value of an option so far. The premium of an option is made up of two components, the time value and the intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is nothing but the difference between the strike price of an option and the price of the underlying asset, whereas time value is the difference between the premium and the intrinsic value. Assume that Nifty is at 9300 and the May 9200 call is trading at a premium of 445. The intrinsic value of this 9200 call is 100, which is nothing but the difference between the Nifty spot value and the strike price of the call. And the remaining 345 is pure time value. The time value decreases with time, falling to zero on the expiration date. The same is true for the put option. But this time decay is not linear. It tends to be gradual at first and speeds up as the expiration date approaches. To illustrate this point, let's look at the time decay curve of a 12-month option. From the time decay curve, it is clear that while the time decay of the option premium is just about 15 to 20% in the first 6 months, it is about 25 to 30% in the last month. This is to say that the options tend to lose the most value in the final 30 days before expiration. This characteristic of the time decay, when used to our advantage, can be very fruitful. The rate of decay of an option is proportional to the square root of the time remaining until expiration. For example, if a monthly option premium of Nifty is valued at 375, then a 60-day option premium would be calculated as 1.414, that is square root of 2 times the monthly option value, that is 1.414 into 375, which comes to about 530.25. Similarly, a 90-day option premium would be calculated as 1.732, that is square root of 3 times the monthly option value, that is 1.732 into 375, which comes to about 649.5. A close look at the premiums would reveal that the difference between the premium of the 90-day and the 60-day options is less than the difference between the premium of the 60-day and 30-day options. This just goes to prove that the closer an option gets to expiration, the rate at which time value decays gets faster. We can also conclude that a 3-month option loses its value 42.3% faster than that of a 9-month option. The calculation is obtained as follows. Similarly, a 2-month option loses its value 29.3% faster than that of a 4-month option. The calculation is obtained as follows. Now, if we compare a 1-month option to a 9-month option, the former would lose its value 66% faster than the latter. The calculation is obtained as follows. Time decay can also be referred to as an option's Greek theta. Holding all other factors constant, the option loses value as time moves closer to the expiration of the option. The at-the-money options have the highest time value, that is, the highest theta number. In-the-money options have the highest intrinsic value and the lowest theta number. And out-of-the-money options too have the lowest time value, although the entire value of the out-of-the-money option is just the time value. To illustrate this idea, let's look at the graph in the next screen. It can be seen that the at-the-money options, that is, the strike prices that are close to the spot price, have a greater theta value than the in-the-money and out-of-the-money options. This is another important characteristic of an option that should not be missed. Keeping the above points in mind, it can be stated that the in-the-money options have the most intrinsic value with little or no time value premium. And by going farther out in time, we can limit the effect of time decay. So when we buy a put option for protection and wish to reduce the risk of time decay, we should only buy put options that are months away from expiration, at least 2 to 3 months out. But the problem we face when trying to buy these far out in time options is lack of liquidity and low volume. The bid-ask spread too would be pretty wide, as can be seen in the next screen. The 31st December 2020 expiry 10,000 put option has a volume of just 600 and is trading at about 1180. The bid-ask spread is close to 50, which is pretty huge. In a previous video, the link to which would appear above, we learned two ways to reduce the cost of the long put. One is to sell an out of the money call right at or above the strike price of the long put. And the second is to implement a 2:1 call ratio spread. That is, buy a call right at or above the strike price of the long put and sell twice the number of calls at a higher strike. Now, we would be showing you another way to reduce the cost of the long put. It is to enter a long condor spread with calls right at the strike price of the long put. A long condor spread with call options is a combination of two vertical spreads, a long call spread and a short call spread. A long call spread is formed by buying calls and at the same time selling the same number of calls at a higher strike price. Conversely, a short call spread is formed by selling calls and at the same time buying the same number of calls at a higher strike price. But in our case, we entered a skip strike long condor spread. That is, we skipped a strike price 10,800. Also, as one sold call option is already covered by the Nifty future, we would need to buy only two call options of the 10,900 strike price to form a perfect hedge. Let's look at the exact trade now. There are two legs in the trade. First leg, buy Nifty July futures at 93.87 and buy Nifty December 10,500 put at 13.25. Second leg, buy 3 lots of Nifty May 10,500 call at 29.7. Sell 3 lots of Nifty May 10,600 call at 23.5. Sell 3 lots of Nifty May 10,700 call at 17. Buy 2 lots of Nifty May 10,900 call at 11.8. The two legs can be entered simultaneously or one leg at a time. Though the iron condor leg would enhance the profit we can make from the trade, it does not add any additional risk. Let's look at some calculations. Premium received from the long condor spread. 3 times 23.5 plus 17 minus 3 times 29.7 minus 2 times 11.8, which comes to about Rs 660. Maximum loss at expiry. Futures purchase price plus premium paid for the long put minus long put option strike price into lot size, which comes to about 15,900 rupees. The maximum loss would be experienced only if we carry the long put until expiry, that is 31st December 2020. Although we would have received a better premium had we just sold a call at the 10,500 strike, we enhance the amount of reward we would receive by implementing the iron condor. Now let's look at the risk reward graph. It is evident that the maximum profit can be attained when Nifty closes somewhere between the strike prices of the iron condor. There would be 4 scenarios to this trade. First one, if Nifty is between the purchase price of the future and the long put, you would be in profit as all the options would expire and you would keep the premium received. And also you would be in profit in the future and the long put leg. In this scenario, you would earn anywhere between 1000 and 50,000. Second scenario, if Nifty is below the purchase price of the future, you would keep the premium received but would be in loss in the future in the long put leg. The loss would be about Rs 4,000. You would make the maximum profit of about 50,000 when Nifty is in between the short strikes of the iron condor. This is the best scenario. Fourth scenario, if Nifty closes above all the strikes of the iron condor, you would make anywhere between 10 and 25,000. Thank you all for watching. Also, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel.